There are moments in life when movement is not the answer, when rushing into the world becomes an act of blindness rather than wisdom. This Thursday is such a moment. A day where silence carries more power than noise, where stillness offers more protection than running forward. You may feel the urge to go out, to act, to continue the rhythm of habit, but habits are not guidance and repetition is not wisdom. If there is a pull within you, a subtle whisper saying, stay, it is not without reason. This Thursday, understand that time is not neutral. Every day has its own energy, its own current, like the ocean waves that rise and fall. To ignore the rhythm of the tides is to risk being pulled under. When the current is too strong, the wise do not fight against it. They step back, they wait, they prepare. In the same way, when the flow of life signals you to remain in your place, you must listen. To move when you are told to be still is to invite storms into your life. You may think that nothing will happen if you step outside. That danger is only a distant concept not meant for you. But danger does not always appear with a loud announcement. It hides in moments of distraction, in small encounters, in the wrong place at the wrong time. And while you may not see it with your eyes, your spirit feels it. That is why there is a stirring inside you, a sense that this Thursday is not ordinary. It is a day where your strength will come from not doing, from not stepping out, from not crossing the line the world tempts you to cross. Growth does not only come from action. Growth also comes from restraint, the discipline to stay inside, to remain in reflection rather than in the chaos of the outside, teaches you more than endless chasing. This Thursday is not about missing out. It is about discovering the power of what you gain by not moving. When you choose to obey the quiet call to stay still, you protect your energy. You preserve your focus. You allow life to pass by without taking from you. And in that pause, something inside you grows stronger. Think about it. How many times have you forced your way into situations that wretched you only to realize later that silence would have been the better choice? How many times have you ignored the quiet voice within and found yourself in places that stole your peace? This Thursday, you are being given the chance to do differently, to prove that you can listen, to prove that you can trust, to prove that your growth is no longer bound by impulse but guided by wisdom. Do not mistake this instruction as fear. It is not fear that keeps you inside, it is alignment. The same way a seed remains buried in the darkness of soil before breaking through, you must accept that stillness can be a stage of transformation. Just because you are not seen outside does not mean you are not becoming stronger inside. What happens within these walls, in the silence of your home, is more powerful than anything you could chase out there this Thursday. The chosen are not like the rest. They are asked to live differently, to respond differently, to sacrifice what others do not see as sacrifice. While the world outside may laugh, may go on with its noise, you know that your path is higher. You are called to something deeper. To stay in when others run out, to listen when others ignore, to protect what is unseen while the world only values what can be touched. This Thursday is not a command for all. It is a message for the few. For those who feel it in their bones, who sense it in their spirit, who understand that not all days are equal. Some days carry a weight, a signal, a warning. To the chosen ones, it is a gift, for the gift of awareness is a shield. And what you avoid by listening is not weakness, it is strength. Strength to walk past the unseen danger. Strength to accept that not all battles are yours to fight. Strength to say, today, I will not be moved. When you rise this Thursday, do not dress for the outside. Dress your mind, your spirit, your heart. Use the hours you would spend wandering in distraction to instead sit with yourself. Ask the questions you avoid. Face the truths you run from. Build the clarity you often lack. The day has been given to you as protection, but also as opportunity. Opportunity to grow from within, to sharpen your awareness, to strengthen your discipline. And when the day passes, you will see nothing was lost. You will not be weaker for staying inside. You will be stronger. You will not regret missing out. You will be grateful you preserved your spirit. Life is not always about chasing. It is about knowing when to pause. This Thursday is the pause that will save you, protect you, and elevate you. Listen, stay, grow. Discernment is the quiet art of knowing when to act and when to withdraw. It is the ability to hear the small voice that speaks beneath the noise of the world and to trust it even when it cannot be explained. This Thursday is a test of that ability. It is not about whether you can go outside, but whether you can hear the message telling you not to. Many will ignore it, thinking it is unnecessary, thinking it is superstition. But those who are awake understand that not every day is equal. There are days that carry warnings, and only those who listen avoid the unseen weight that follows. This Thursday is not like the others. It asks you to sharpen your senses, to pay attention to the energy that surrounds you, to feel the difference in the air. Discernment means you do not wait for proof before acting. Proof often arrives too late when the damage has already been done. Wisdom is acting before harm touches you, trusting the instinct that says, stay in. That instinct is not random. It is the echo of something higher guiding you, protecting you, testing you. And the question is, will you hear it? Will you obey? So many people live deaf to their inner guidance. They walk into storms because they cannot read the sky. They move into danger because they do not trust the unease in their chest. They think that life is only about what can be seen, touched, or measured. But life is not only physical. Life moves through signals, vibrations, moments of silence that speak louder than shouts. This Thursday is one of those moments. If you can practice discernment now, if you can listen to the quiet warning, you train yourself to hear the guidance that will protect you in greater trials ahead. The danger of ignoring discernment is not only physical, it is spiritual. When you ignore the call to stay still, you weaken the connection between yourself and your inner compass. You teach yourself that you cannot be trusted, that your intuition is meaningless. Over time, this becomes costly. A person who cannot trust themselves becomes dependent on the world, on its noise, on its approval. But a person who listens to the whisper within is never lost. They are guided, even in silence. This Thursday offers you that training. By staying inside, you are not only avoiding harm, you are proving that you can hear, that you can trust, that you can follow the unseen. This is where growth begins. It does not begin in the obvious places where everyone claps for you, where the world notices your effort. Growth begins in the hidden obedience, in the choices no one else sees, in the small decisions that shape your spirit. Remaining inside this Thursday may look small, but it is not. It is a declaration. It says, I will not be moved by habit. I will not be led by impulse. I will be guided by discernment. This is the voice of strength. Do not underestimate what can shift inside you through one act of listening. By obeying the quiet voice this Thursday, you sharpen your inner sight. You become more alert to signals in the days ahead. And slowly, you are no longer a person who stumbles into mistakes, but a person who sees before others see, who moves before others move, who stops when others rush blindly forward. This is what separates the chosen from the rest. The chosen are not those who walk the loudest path, but those who listen when the world ignores, who see the warning where others see nothing, who trust the stillness when others trust the noise. This Thursday is not just about avoiding something outside. It is about building something inside, building trust with yourself, building the discipline to obey your spirit, building the courage to act differently than the crowd. You may feel restless. You may feel that you are missing something by staying in. But what you are missing outside is far less than what you are gaining inside. By practicing discernment, you create a shield around your life that will last long after Thursday has passed. So when the day arrives, slow down. Do not ignore the unease in your spirit. Pay attention to the small details, the silence that feels heavier than usual, The thought that keeps repeating itself, the sense that the outside world is not safe for you that day. These are not accidents. They are instructions. Follow them. Trust them. Do not fight against them with logic, because discernment is deeper than logic. It does not come from the mind, but from the place within that cannot be deceived. And when you obey, you will feel it. The day will pass quietly, and you will realize that no harm touched you, no chaos drained you, no distraction stole your focus. Instead, you will be stronger, calmer, clearer. That is the reward of discernment. Not only safety, but growth. Not only avoidance of danger, but preparation for the future. This Thursday is your training ground. You are being asked to trust your discernment, to hear the voice that others ignore, to step away from the outside and remain within. It is not punishment, it is protection. It is not loss, it is growth. The one who learns to listen is never truly in danger. The one who ignores the signs lives blind even in the light. Do not be blind this Thursday. Listen, trust, stay in, grow. There is always a cost when signs are ignored. Life does not give warnings without reason. The whisper inside you, the heaviness you feel, the strange pull to stay still, it is not empty. It is a shield, a protection, a guidance to prevent you from stepping into places that do not belong to you. But many people treat these signs as nothing. They silence their intuition with noise. They convince themselves that nothing will happen. They step outside into the day as if all days are the same. Yet not all days are the same, and this Thursday is proof. Ignoring signs is like walking into a storm while the sky is already dark. You can see the clouds, you can feel the wind, but still you say to yourself, it will pass, it won't touch me. Then, when the rain falls and the lightning strikes, regret arrives too late. This is how life punishes those who do not listen. The signs were there, but they were ignored. The protection was offered, but it was rejected. This Thursday is such a moment. The voice that tells you not to step outside is not fear, it is not superstition, it is not weakness, it is protection. To ignore it is to walk straight into what was meant to be avoided. Danger rarely comes in the form we expect. It may not be a car accident. It may not be a physical threat. Sometimes the danger is smaller, more invisible, an argument that drains your energy, a stranger who carries heavy energy into your space, a decision made in haste that shifts your path in the wrong direction. One wrong step outside can open doors that take months, even years, to close again. This is why ignoring the sign matters. It is not about what happens in the moment. It is about what begins in the moment. One seed of distraction can grow into a forest of regret. This Thursday is not asking you for much. It is asking you to pause, to hold back, to remain inside. Yet for many, even this is too much. They want to follow habit. They want to satisfy restlessness. They want to tell themselves that nothing can touch them. But arrogance blinds them, and the result is always the same. They meet what they could have avoided. Growth comes when you are humble enough to accept that not everything is meant for you, not every day is for moving, not every opportunity is for taking. Growth comes when you accept that protection is also a form of blessing, even if it feels like limitation. Think about the moments in your past where you ignored the warning signs. You knew the voice inside told you not to go, not to speak, not to choose that path, but you did it anyway. And what followed? Trouble, delay, pain, exhaustion. The signs were not wrong. You were. This Thursday is giving you the chance to break that cycle. It is a moment to prove to yourself that you have learned, that you are no longer blind, that you are no longer stubborn, that you are no longer willing to pay the price of ignoring what is clear. The danger of ignoring signs is not just the event that happens, it is also what happens inside of you. Every time you silence your inner guidance, you weaken the connection between yourself and truth. You teach yourself that your own wisdom cannot be trusted. And slowly, your spirit becomes numb. Your ears grow deaf, your eyes blind. Then you begin to walk through life, making mistakes not because the signs are absent, but because you no longer recognize them. That is the greatest danger, not the event outside, but the blindness within. This Thursday, you are being trained to avoid this blindness, to choose clarity, to choose trust, to choose to see. Staying inside this Thursday is not a prison. It is a shield. The walls around you are not keeping you trapped. They are keeping the chaos out. You are not missing anything important by staying in. In fact, you are saving yourself from carrying weight that was never meant for you. Sometimes the most powerful step you can take is not a step forward, but the refusal to step into what is wrong. This is the strength of restraint. This is the strength of listening. Life has a way of rewarding those who listen. When you honor the signs, you preserve your energy for the days that truly matter. You do not waste yourself on distractions. You do not burn yourself out on dangers that could have been avoided. You rise above the traps that others fall into. And slowly, you begin to live with a different rhythm, not the rhythm of habit, but the rhythm of alignment. This Thursday is a doorway to that rhythm, but only if you listen, only if you obey, only if you respect the warning. The truth is simple. Ignoring signs always leads to loss. Listening always leads to growth. This Thursday is not ordinary. It carries a warning, and only those who honor it will see the difference. Do not be among those who look back with regret, saying, I'd have stayed in. Be among those who look back with strength, saying, I listened and I was preserved. That is the path of the chosen. That is the path of growth. That is the path of wisdom. This Thursday, do not step outside. Respect the sign. Listen to the whisper. Protect your path. Grow through your obedience. Obedience is often misunderstood. People hear the word and think it means weakness, surrender, or lack of freedom. But true obedience is not about being controlled. It is about alignment. It is about recognizing that there is a wisdom greater than your impulse, a vision deeper than your limited sight. This Thursday is not asking for grand gestures. It is asking for one simple act: stay inside. And in that small act of obedience lies your protection, your strength, your growth. When you obey the voice that says, do not step out today, you are not giving up control. You are stepping into a higher form of control. You are choosing trust over recklessness. You are choosing awareness over ignorance. You are choosing strength over impulse. Many people believe strength is always shown in action, in doing, in moving. But there is a greater strength, the strength to restrain, to pause, to obey when every restless part of you wants to ignore. This Thursday, the protection you seek will not be found in the streets, in the noise, or in the endless cycle of distractions. It will be found in your obedience. There are days when the world outside is charged with heaviness, when the air carries energies that are not yours to fight. To step into them blindly is to be wounded. To stay within and obey is to be shielded. You may not see what you are being protected from, but that does not mean the protection is not real. Not everything that saves you announces itself loudly. Sometimes your safety comes from what never touches you because you had the wisdom not to cross the line. Think of the many times in life when you disobeyed that inner signal. The consequences may have been small or they may have been heavy, but each time the lesson was the same. You paid a price for ignoring the voice within. Now, this Thursday, you are being asked to choose differently. This time, obedience will save you from carrying unnecessary weight. You do not need to fight every battle. You do not need to walk into every storm. Some victories are won by not stepping into the war at all. Obedience builds trust with yourself. Each time you obey the guidance within, you strengthen the bond between your spirit and your actions. You begin to prove to yourself that you can be trusted, that you will not betray your own intuition, that you will not silence the voice that warns you. Over time, this bond becomes unshakable, and a person who trusts themselves is unbreakable. This Thursday is not just about protection. It is about training you to build that trust. Protection through obedience also means humility. It means recognizing that you do not see everything, that your understanding has limits, that there are forces at play you may not fully comprehend. Humility allows you to say, I do not need to understand every detail to obey what feels true. This is wisdom. Arrogance, on the other hand, says, nothing will happen. I will go anyway. I know better. And arrogance is always punished, but humility is always protected. This Thursday is a mirror. It will reveal which path you choose, the arrogance of disobedience or the humility of trust. Do not underestimate the power of staying inside. In the silence of obedience, your spirit sharpens. In the restraint of obedience, your strength grows. While others walk into chaos, you preserve your clarity. While others drain themselves in battles that are not theirs, you build your energy for the path that truly belongs to you. Obedience is not about restriction. It is about direction. It keeps you on the path that leads to growth while others wander into destruction. This Thursday is a lesson in obedience, but also in freedom. True freedom is not the ability to do anything you want. True freedom is the ability to say no to what will harm you. It is the discipline to walk away from what does not serve you. It is the strength to obey the voice that knows better than your restless impulses. By staying inside, you are exercising the highest form of freedom, the freedom to choose wisely. Protection does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet, almost invisible. You may never know what you avoided this Thursday by obeying, but that is the beauty of it. The greatest dangers are often the ones you never meet, the storms you never walk into, the harm that never touches you because you stayed in alignment. And while others only measure what they see, you will know the truth. That what did not happen is as powerful as what did. When you wake up this Thursday, remember this, your obedience is your shield. Do not see it as a prison. Do not see it as weakness. See it for what it is, a test of your strength, a training for your growth, a proof that you are chosen. Anyone can walk outside without thought, but only the wise can stay in when everything tempts them to move. This is what separates the awakened from the blind, the strong from the weak, the chosen from the ordinary. So stay in, trust the voice, obey the instruction, protect your energy, guard your path. This Thursday will pass, and you will realize that your obedience preserved you, strengthened you, and elevated you. That is the reward of listening. That is the reward of trust. That is the reward of obedience. There is always a deeper purpose hidden in moments when life asks you to withdraw. At first, it may feel like restriction, like something is being taken from you. You may think that staying inside this Thursday means missing out, losing opportunities, or being left behind. But the truth is the opposite. What feels like limitation is actually a doorway. What looks like stillness is actually transformation. This Thursday is not about being locked away from the world. It is about being invited into yourself. The hidden purpose of staying inward is growth, not the loud kind of growth that everyone can see, but the quiet kind that reshapes you from within. When you stay inside this Thursday, you are being asked to face yourself without a distraction. The outside world pulls your attention in every direction. It keeps you busy, but not always purposeful. It keeps you moving, but not always growing. By staying inside, you remove those distractions. You are left with yourself, your thoughts, your silence. And in that silence, you will find what you have been avoiding. Most people fear being alone with themselves. That is why they run into the noise. They fill their days with endless movement, endless conversations, endless distractions, anything to avoid hearing the truth of their own hearts. But you cannot grow by escaping yourself. You grow by facing yourself. This Thursday, the call to stay in is not only a warning, it is also a gift. It is a chance to look inwards and see what has been left unresolved, to sit in the silence and discover what is real, to ask the questions that busyness has kept you from asking. Growth happens in the hidden spaces. Just as a seed grows roots in the darkness of soil before it breaks the surface, you must also allow your roots to grow in the hidden stillness of your own being. If you rush out this Thursday, you may feel like you are doing something, but you will only be scattering your energy. If you stay in, you allow that energy to gather, to strengthen, to grow downward before it grows upward. This is how real transformation works. What is unseen shapes what will later be seen. This Thursday is not about missing the outside world. It is about meeting the inside world. It is about realizing that the greatest battles and the greatest victories are not out there, but in here. Every time you choose to stay inward, you train yourself to find strength that does not depend on external noise. You begin to discover that peace is not found outside, but built inside. That clarity is not something the world hands you, but something you create when you remove the distractions. There is also protection in this inward turn. Many dangers you could encounter outside on this Thursday are not just physical, they are energetic. Negative encounters, draining conversations, environments that weaken your focus. By staying inward, you are preserving yourself from those unnecessary weights. You are saying no to the energy that steals from you. And at the same time, you are saying yes to the energy that builds you from within. Think of this Thursday as a sacred pause, a day where the world outside may move as usual, but for you, the movement is internal. You are not losing a day, you are gaining clarity. You are not being held back, you are being prepared. Preparation is not always visible. It is not always loud, but without it, no step forward has real strength. By staying inward this Thursday, you are sharpening yourself for what comes after. You are training your mind to listen. You are strengthening your spirit to lead. Do not underestimate the power of what looks like nothing. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. Stillness is not weakness. It is power under control. Inwardness is not isolation. It is connection with what truly matters. When you stay in this Thursday, remember this. The world you carry inside is larger, deeper, and more important than the world you chase outside. To ignore it is to remain shallow. To face it is to become unshakable. And when the day ends, you will realize something powerful. The choice to stay inward has left you lighter, clearer, stronger. You will see that nothing was lost and much was gained. You did not miss out. You were preserved. You were sharpened. You were reminded of who you are beyond the noise. This is the hidden purpose of this Thursday. Not punishment, but preparation. Not restriction, but direction. So embrace the inward call. Do not resist it. Use the hours of this Thursday to enter into yourself fully. Reflect, write, breathe, listen. Allow the silence to teach you what the noise never could. When you do, you will walk out of this day not weaker, but greater. Not empty, but full. Not restless, but centered. And when the world sees you again, it will not see the same person who walked into Thursday. It will see someone deeper, stronger, and untouchable. This is the gift of staying inward. This is the hidden purpose. This Thursday is your chance to claim it. To be chosen is not a title, it is a responsibility. It means that life does not treat you the same way it treats everyone else. Others may move freely, ignoring the warnings, laughing at the signs, dismissing the inner voice. But you cannot. This Thursday is proof of that. The call for you to stay inside is not for everyone. It is not for the distracted. It is not for the careless. It is for those who have been marked, those who carry a different path, those who are meant to live with a higher awareness. Being chosen is not easy, but it is powerful. The gift of being chosen is not always comfort. Often it comes as discipline, as restraint, as a path that looks different from the rest. This Thursday, while others will continue as if the day is ordinary, you are being asked to pause, to obey, to protect yourself from what is unseen. This is not a punishment. It is a privilege. It means your life matters enough to be warned. It means your journey is important enough to be preserved. It means your growth is worth more than a careless step outside. Many people wish for greatness, but they do not wish for the discipline that comes with it. They want to be elevated, but they do not want to be set apart. To be chosen means you cannot always move with the crowd. You cannot always follow the rhythm of others. Your rhythm is different. Your instructions are sharper. Your path is narrower. This Thursday is one of those dividing lines. The ordinary will do as they please, but the chosen will listen. And by listening, they will be spared from what the ordinary cannot escape. The gift of being chosen is protection. Others may face storms, but you are warned before the storm arrives. Others may stumble into traps, but you are shown the signs before your foot steps down. Others may live blind, but you are given sight. Sight not of the eyes, but of the spirit. This Thursday, that gift is alive in you. The warning is your proof. The instruction to stay inside is your evidence. Do not despise it. Do not resist it. Honor it, and you will see the fruit. But protection is only part of the gift. The greater part is transformation. When you accept the discipline of being chosen, you grow faster, deeper, and stronger than those around you. And you are not the mind, and you are not weakened by the world because you have learned to listen to what is higher than the world. You are not distracted by noise because have trained yourself to follow silence. You are not destroyed by storms because you learned to avoid them before they came. This Thursday is not only saving you from danger, it is building in you the strength of the chosen. Do not think lightly of it. The chosen carry a different weight. The chosen walk a different path. That path will not always feel comfortable, and it will not always look fair. But in time, it will reveal its reward. While others are broken by the things they refuse to listen to, you will remain whole. While others wonder why chaos follows them, you will walk with peace. While others are exhausted by battles, you will carry energy for the battles that truly matter. That is the difference. That is the gift. This Thursday is a reminder that you cannot live like everyone else. If you are chosen, your path is sacred. You cannot treat it carelessly. You cannot ignore the signs given to you. You must honor them even when they do not make sense. You must obey them even when no one else understands. That is the cost of being chosen. But it is also the glory of being chosen because your life is not ordinary. Your steps are not meaningless. Your days are not wasted. They are guided, preserved, protected, and shaped. So when you feel the call to stay inside this Thursday, do not resist it. Remember what it means. Remember that it is not about fear. It is about being set apart. It is about being reminded that you carry something worth protecting. It is about being trusted with guidance that others are too distracted to hear. It is about being trained for a path greater than your comfort. And when the day has passed, you will feel it. The peace of having listened, the strength of having obeyed, the clarity of knowing that your life is not random, that you are being led, that you are chosen. Others may look at you and not understand why you stayed in. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. They do not need to understand because the gift is not theirs. It is yours. Being chosen is not always easy. It means sacrifice. It means discipline. It means restraint. But it also means safety. It also means growth. It also means destiny. This Thursday is a lesson in that truth. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And the gift of being chosen is that when the world stumbles blindly, you are guided clearly. When the world walks into storms, you are called to remain still. When the world wastes its energy, you are building yours. Honor the gift. Protect it. Live it. This Thursday is not just another day. It is a reminder of who you are. Chosen, guided, set apart.